Namaste. We, the people of India, speaking on behalf of multiple cultural people, we Adivasis, we the Dalits, we the Bahujans of this country are speaking on behalf of all of us because we are not one nation. India is a country of multiple nations. We say that we are not make in India, but we are in the process of making India. Today we are with Vilas Sonavane, a Pune-based activist. He is with SEZ movements, he is with Dow agitation, anti-Dow agitation movements, he is with OBC Muslim Sangathan, he is with OBC Marathi Sahitya Parishad, and he is with all the landless communities, workers, women's movements. Vilas Sonavane, all his life throughout India, is everywhere in the movements, especially mass-based movements, is with us speaking about is India is one nation, why the confusion between the caste and class and the different movements, and also we will talk about the need of the multiple nations. Do we recognize the cultures? Do we recognize multiple people's aspirations? Let us talk with Vilas Sonavane. Today we are also with O. Sambasivarao sir, who has been working with all social revolutionary movements in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana today. He is with Multiple People's Council. The man who is advocating the multiple nations in the country, and he is with Vilas Sonavane today talking about the question of nationality, a question of culture, question of nations, and the caste class issues, and the contributions of Jyotirao Phule, Ambedkar, and the Marx, and also the question of the hegemony of one nation and also one caste group and the power politics. Today, Indian government is calling Make in India, but we the people of multiple cultures saying it, making India. We make India the way we want it, the way people want it, and we discount the notion of one nation, one culture, and one religion. This is not a transformation. It is a transformation by the people, transformation by for the unity, and also we the people are acknowledging the diverse cultures and the diverse people. We, the Adivasis, we the untouchable communities, we the working class, we the minorities and women, we are asking for our aspirations to be acknowledged, and we are demanding that the cultures of all the people in this country to be recognized, and the cultures people should decide the way they want to live. We are questioning the domination of one religion in this country in the name of unity, and we are also questioning the power politics playing over the food cultures and the culture of living patterns of the multiple cultural people. We are as one people who are marginalized, who are oppressed, who are also pushed backwards due to class, caste and minority, gender questions. We are raising our voice towards the equality. So today we are making our own India.
Why Indian Marxists fail to understand the specific caste system in India and compare with Phule and Ambedkar, more better understanding of the reality of the Indian history and the caste system. How can we give comment on particularly Indian Marxists?
First thing is we have to look into the character, class and caste character of Indian Marxist leadership. I was in CPM and a state committee member in Maharashtra. Out of 27 state committee members, 24 belong to Brahmin caste and Saraswat caste. All the three castes, their total membership in the party was not more than 50. Out of them, 24 were state committee members. I am not challenging their integrity. But they didn't know Maharashtra. This was all urban lot from the universities. And because they knew law, they studied law, they were in the trade unions. So, being the trade union experts, they were working class leaders, claiming that they have the class themselves. I would like to raise one question here. What is the process of knowledge making? Process of knowledge making. The answer of this question is very much related to the failure of Indian Marxists in understanding caste question in India. See, after Pushyamitra Shanga destroyed Buddhism, and Brahmins declared themselves the superior caste. They thought the collection of knowledge till then is sufficient. And by declaring themselves superior caste or superior caste, they broke their relations with the knowledge-making process which Shudra, Ati-Shudra communities were carrying forward. Shudra, Ati-Shudra communities and women, they were confronting with nature. Knowledge-making is a confrontation of nature, with nature. And while confronting, you understand the law of motion. Okay. These law of motions are sutrabadha. Okay. They call knowledge. Till the law of motion is not converted into sutras, they are not called knowledge. Till then it is information. Okay. When they become sutras, they got converted into sutra, they become knowledge. Principles. Sutra. So Brahmins thought that they have enough knowledge. They don't require Shudra, Ati-Shudras. So they got isolated themselves. So after that, a tradition among the Brahmins, upper caste, tradition of knowledge making is Pathantar, rhetoric. Okay. So their surnames, Tripathi, Chaturvedi, Dubey, etc. All these surnames are Pathantarvadi surnames. They are related to Pathantar, rhetorics, recital. Pathantar is a recital. Okay. So, two parallel process of knowledge making were going. One was Pathantar, and Shudra, Ati-Shudra and women, they were confronting nature. Okay, and collecting information, which was not converted into sutras. So Brahmins remained backward in that process. And Shudra, Ati-Shudra and women, Striya, they went further. Okay. Indian Marxists, most of the leaders of Indian Marxist movement, be it of any shade, whether it is parliamentary shade or it is armed struggle wala shade, okay. Most of the organizations, leadership came from the upper caste communities. Brahmins, if it is Bengal, it is Vaidya, and Kayastha. Kayastha is a common phenomenon everywhere. Okay. Kayastha by tradition were clerks. They were not never engaged in knowledge making process. Brahmin at least knowledge making process was there. Something was there. Some patantar was there. But Kayastha, very bookish. Okay, stick to book. Because they were writing books only. Okay. They were writing reports only. Okay. So that is one problem. So the caste and the form and content of the Indian Marxist movement, that is a real limitation of understanding. It is not Marxism. It is not Marxism. It is the Brahmo communist leadership of all shades of communist movements. That is a real hindrance in understanding the Indian society. Now we come to the another point. Phule and Ambedkar. See, both of them are great people. Okay. Of their own times. Okay. Phule was a great who understood, who tried to understand the society, the transition of the society from nature, human-centric, agrarian society and agro-industrial society to market-oriented, British-sponsored capitalist society. The transition was taking place. And this transition was creating tremendous crisis in the social fabric and social formation of Indian society till then. Okay. Phule tried to understand. The new classes were emerging. British not only introduced the new administration, they not only introduced the new education system, they also introduced the new revenue system, new crop pattern,
Cotton,
jute, cotton, afim. All of eastern UP was brought under afim, which was supplied to China for afim war, opium war. Okay. So every way British were attacking the traditional fabric of Indian society. So many people came to India, right from Arya, to Mughal. Everybody came to India. Okay. And India, they got, whoever came to India, they got absorbed, they became part of Indian society. Europeans were first who did not become part of Indian society, and Brahminism could not assimilate them. Okay. Brahminism has two weapons: ignore, if not annihilate, if not assimilate. Okay. All three methods fail when Europeans came. Whether it is, be it Portuguese, be it French, British, be it English people. All these three methods fail. Okay. So Phule, again Shudra. As I said, he continued. He is coming from the caste who is agriculturist, confronting the nature. So Phule was because of his background, he could sense the transition. The transition you could sense. Okay. And you could find out the causes. What was the transition? From agrocentric, nature human centric, agrocentric and agro-industrial society to capitalist society, market oriented capitalist society. What this was doing? Before pre-capitalist society, Indian society, there was no alienation. Society was integrated, interdependent. Integrated and interdependent. Okay. Now, capitalism first time brought the aspect of alienation. Because production was not for the society, it was for the market. Okay. The peasant who is producing the produce, okay, till then he was dependent on the artisan communities. Okay. Whether it is untouchable communities or other Shudra communities, peasantry was dependent. Upper caste also was dependent. Okay. They themselves considered themselves upper caste, but they knew that they are dependent on the society. So they were, though whatever exploitation was there was a limitation. Everybody knew this is not to be crossed. Okay, otherwise that fabric will break. Lakshman Rekha, everybody knew. Okay. But when peasant is not producing for the human society, he started producing for the market, world market. That is, cotton is a world market. Because the Indian cotton was going to the Manchester. Okay. Indian opium was going to China. Indian jute was again going to Europe. Capitalism first time brought whole world into the single market concept. So that integration was broken. Interdependency was broken. And each community started facing alienation, rootlessness. That was the problem. And the void which is created because of that, okay, new classes were emerging. And like Saukars, new type of zamindars, new type of traders, okay, industrialists. First time a middle class was emerging, though thin, but it was emerging. Okay, new type of English educated administrators, lawyers, court system, etc., etc. So many new classes were emerging. Okay, and these new classes had started because most of these new classes were coming from the old caste, upper caste. So they had a dual character. On the one hand, they wanted to acquire the position of the new class, and on the other, they wanted to retain their supremacy using the old ideas of the religion. Okay. In this process, religion also was changing. Religion till then was an ideology. Religion till then was a social force around the ideology. Okay. Now, with this new emergence of the classes, new classes emergence of the new classes, religion started acquiring, or these new classes started posing religion as a social formation. And this was a shift from the traditional understanding of the religion in Indian subcontinent. The best example of this is Bankim Chandra Chatterjee's Anand Math.
Vande Mataram.
One Anand Bhatt, where Vande Mataram, that Geet is there.
Base of the Vande Mataram is Anand.
Yeah, Anand Bhatt. Anand Bhatt is the first novel supposed to be so-called nationalist novel. It is Hindu nationalist novel basically. Presenting Hinduism as a nationalism. Before that, nobody believed that Hinduism is nationalism or Islamism is nationalism. Anand Bhatt, for the first time in the world perhaps, they coined a religion is nationalism. So led the intellectual foundation of religious nationalism.
Maybe it is a religious form of nationalism. In modernity, nation states and nationalism is a modern concept.
European concept.
Okay, European modern concept. Alienation in India, the form of alienation. There is no direct nation and nation states. In India, so many linguistic states or nationalities. And religion cannot transform into individual's belief as a secular form. But religion directly takes a national form, means it is Hindu nationalism. In other words, it is communalism also. How you analyze this? The alienation?
See, India always, Indian subcontinent, having thousands of languages and thousands of linguistic nationalities, thousands of ethnic nationalities. Okay. India means this plurality.
Plurality. Multiple plurality.
India is not a monolith.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, shadowing this multiplicity, okay, and control the Indian subcontinent as a one market.
Yeah.
Okay.
The basis
Religion.
of one nation is one market.
One market. One market. Religion provided the basis. Presenting religious nationalism automatically shadows the plurality of the Indian society. Okay. Then you are not true. You are not Kannada. You are only Indian. Indian is your Hindu. Okay. So that is the chakkar. So
One slogan recently I observed in the T-shirt of some Hindu fellow, our India, our Kashmir. Slogan is like that. Our India,
as if Kashmir is a commodity.
yeah. Our India,
India is an entity and Kashmir is a commodity.
commodity. Our India, our market.
Our India, our market. Tomorrow they may say our India, our
It
Pakistan.
is their concept of making India.
Today's news is from tomorrow Haryana is banning it.
No. Okay, it is their form of making India.
Yeah.
Now the Modi is made in India.
No.
Making
India. Make in India. Theirs is a make in India. मतलब bring everywhere, anything from everywhere and assemble in India. Okay.
Our needs are another form of outsourcing.
So it is a market oriented concept. So for British, it was very good. If Hinduism, in the name of Hinduism, if they can control the entire market, market of Indian subcontinent, they were very happy. They supported it. सवाल ये है इसमें, the question is this: to survive, to immerse in Hindu nationalism, Hindu monolith. Okay, Phule was the problem. Phule put forth the caste before the religion. Phule is the first. That is why even today, Phule is a notorious enemy of Brahmanism. Phule created, put forth the dichotomy, caste, religion. So caste was a biggest hindrance.
Brahmin, non-Brahmin movement.
Not non-Brahmin. Phule's movement is not non-Brahmin. Please. It was converted into a non-Brahmin movement afterwards in Maharashtra after the Marathas hijack that movement. Marathas and Kayasthas hijacked that movement to accommodate themselves. The movement was converted into a non-Brahmin movement. Phule's movement is Satyashodhak movement. Tooth finder. Phule is a tooth finder. He nowhere he uses word non-Brahmin. Brahmanetar. No, he doesn't use that. He strives for Satyashodhak. Okay. And what is the truth? What is the reality? Caste is a reality, or virtual reality capitalism was trying to create in the name of religion. That is the contradiction Phule put forth. Okay. And he analyzes Indian society as a Trivarna Viruddha Stri Shudrati Shudra. Okay. So Trivarna. This Trivarna, from where the new classes were emerging. Okay. And these new classes who started making the foundation of Hindu nationalism, today Phule put forth challenge. This is not Hindu nationalism. This is Trivarna nationalism, upper caste nationalism, upper Varna nationalism. So Stri and Shudrati Shudra is a counter force to oppose this. That is how it comes. Okay. It is afterwards, after Phule, in Maharashtra, particularly Maratha, upper caste Maratha, they captured the movement and Kayasthas, Bal Thakre's father was there. Okay.
Bal Thakre's father.
They hijacked the movement and started portraying it as a non-Brahmin movement. That is a conspiracy again. Because this concept of non-Brahmin again helping Brahminism to consolidate.
Kayastha is not Brahmin.
Yeah, but they for others. See, it is a struggle between Brahmins and Kayasthas. Brahmins don't consider them as a Brahmins. Kayasthas consider themselves as a Brahmins.
Yeah.
Okay. And for Brahmanetar, Kayasthas is a Brahmin. Okay. For Brahmanetar, all non-Brahmin caste, Kayastha community is Brahmin.
The contradiction within the Brahmin community.
Yeah, that is contradiction within the Brahminism.
Not the contradiction between Brahmin and non-Brahmin.
Yeah. Okay. So that situation we have to understand. So Phule is a multiple character. And on the one hand, he brings out the contradiction of Indian society. He just doesn't bring out the contradiction. He fights for that. He intervenes in the situation. 1874, Phule wrote that Shetkarancha Asur. 1876, in Pune district, there is a village called town called Shirur. Peasantry roads, which is known in the history as Deccan Riots. Okay. 74 the book comes. 76 Deccan Riot starts. In Marathi it is known as Naak Kapi Se Band. The Naak Katne Wala, nose cutting rebel. Peasants used to gather in the village, go to the Saukar, demand for the account book, those who were not resisting, those Saukar,